All right, so get this. We're diving deep today.
Deeper than usual.
Literally, we're going to explore the ocean all the way down to the very bottom.
Oh, wow.
You shared this amazing talk with us.
Yeah.
It was in another language, but we've got the translated highlights ready to go.
Awesome.
So we're not just going to be figuring out how deep the ocean is, but like what crazy creatures and wild facts are hidden down there.
Sounds good.
You ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
Okay.
It's pretty mind-blowing how little we actually know about the ocean.
Yeah.
I mean, it covers over 70% of our planet.
It's a lot of water.
It holds 96% of all of the Earth's water.
Wow.
Yet we've only explored less than 5% of it.
Really?
Yeah, it's like having this massive library, but only reading a couple of pages.
That's a good analogy. So let's start our descent.
Okay.
Imagine we're diving down deeper and deeper.
All right.
First, stop the surface.
Okay.
Where we humans usually hang out splashing around.
Yeah, seems pretty familiar, right?
It does. But even at this level, there's so much more than meets the eye.
Absolutely. Think about the sheer volume of water.
Oh, yeah.
The average ocean depth is 3,680 meters.
Wow. That's a lot.
That's about the height of Mount Everest.
Whoa, Mount Everest underwater. Okay, I'm officially getting nervous. I get a little freaked out in the deep end of a pool, let alone diving thousands of meters down.
And that feeling is actually tied to a very real phenomenon, pressure.
Oh, yeah.
The deeper you go, the more intense the pressure becomes.
Right.
And that's why there are limits to how deep humans can dive safely.
That makes sense. Our talk mentioned that recreational diving maxes out around 40 meters.
Yeah, around there.
Isn't that the same depth as that insane deep pool in Italy?
Yes, that's the one.
Some fancy hotel built a diver's paradise.
I mean, it's pretty impressive.
But why the 40-meter limit? What happens if you go deeper?
Think of it like reverse altitude sickness.
Okay.
Past 40 meters, the pressure can cause joint pain, dizziness,
Yeah.
even hallucinations.
Hallucinations.
Yeah, our bodies just aren't designed to handle it.
Okay, that's officially too deep for me. So professional divers, the ones with all the fancy gear, how deep can they go?
Even the pros, they usually stick to around 100 meters.
Still pretty deep.
Yeah, and for good reason, our talk mentions a creature at that depth that sounds straight out of a myth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the North Pacific giant octopus.
It's giant octopus, you say.
Wow.
Just how giant are we talking?
3 times your height.
Wow.
They can grow up to 6 meters long.
That's huge.
They're also masters of camouflage. They change color like chameleons.
Oh, wow.
I would want to bump into one of those down there.
Definitely not on my deep sea bucket list, but you know what is on my list? An underwater wedding.
Oh, really?
Our talk mentioned a couple who actually got married 130 meters below the surface.
Yes, a Japanese and American couple.
Wow.
Both professional divers tied the knot with their diving instructor, who also happened to be an ordained priest.
No way. Talk about a multi-talented efficient.
Right.
Okay, that's amazing. But let's keep diving deeper. What happens when we go past that 200-meter mark?
That's where we enter the deep sea.
Okay.
Sunlight starts to fade, and with it goes photosynthesis.
So no more plants.
No more lush green plants, just eerie darkness and some truly bizarre creatures.
Like the oarfish, right? That serpent-like fish that can grow over 10 meters long.
Exactly.
I can see why sailors used to mistake those for sea monsters.
Absolutely. It's like something straight out of a legend. But speaking of incredible feats, have you ever heard of Herbert Nitsch?
Wait, the free diving champion?
That's the one.
The guy who dove to 214 meters on a single breath?
Yeah.
That's insane and incredibly dangerous.
Right, absolutely. The pressure at that depth is unbelievable to survive. Nitsch had to train his body to withstand forces that would crush most humans. Imagine your lungs compressed to the size of oranges.
Oh my gosh.
He had to push his organs upwards to avoid a complete collapse.
Okay, that's both fascinating and terrifying. Seriously, hats off to Herbert Nitsch. All right, let's continue our descent. What awaits us at 300 meters?
Giant spider crabs. They're
Oh.
creepy crawlers with legs that can span up to 4 meters.
Imagine those things scuttling around in the dark.
Yeah, it'd be a sight to see.
Giant spider crabs. Eek. Nope, nope, nope. I am officially out. You know what else is interesting about that depth? An Egyptian diver named Ahmed Garb actually reached 300 meters using scuba gear.
Oh, wow.
But get this, his ascent took over 13 hours.
Exactly. He had to ascend slowly to avoid decompression sickness.
Oh, right. The bends?
Yeah. You see, when you breathe compressed air at depth, nitrogen dissolves in your blood.
Okay.
If you come up too quickly, the nitrogen forms bubbles, like opening a shaken soda bottle inside your body.
Ouch. Not a pleasant experience.
Not at all.
Wow, 13 hours.
Yeah.
I guess patience is key when it comes to deep sea diving. So what incredible creatures do we encounter as we go even deeper past 500 meters?
At 500 meters, we're in the territory of blue whales, the largest animals on Earth.
Wow.
Their calls are louder than a jet engine and can travel for hundreds of kilometers underwater.
I bet their underwater concerts are epic. But wait, blue whales aren't the only ones diving that deep, are they?
Nope. Emperor penguins, those dapper birds in their tuxedo-like plumage,
Oh yeah, I love those guys.
can also dive to 500 meters.
Really?
It's amazing how these creatures have adapted to such extreme conditions.
Nature is full of surprises. Okay, let's keep going. What's happening at the 600-meter mark?
Get ready for cuteness overload because that's where we find the dumbo octopus.
Ah.
These adorable creatures have ear-like fins that make them look like, you guessed it, Dumbo from the Disney movie.
Dumbo octopus. Okay, I need to see a picture of these guys. This deep dive is already full of the unexpected.
It definitely is, and as we reach 700 meters, we find something a little closer to home. European eels. You know, the kind we eat.
Wait, you mean unagi? Those delicious grilled eel dishes?
Yes, those eels actually spend a good chunk of their lives in the ocean at depths of around 700 meters.
What?
They only migrate to rivers to spawn, which is when we catch them.
So the unagi I had for dinner was a deep sea dweller. Mind blown. Okay, what about the legendary giant squid? Where do those elusive creatures lurk?
Giant squid hang out around 900 meters. They can grow to over 10 meters long with eyes the size of dinner plates.
Okay, that officially creeps me out. I think I'll stick to shallower waters. So what's it like at 1,000 meters?
Welcome to the midnight zone.
Ooh, spooky.
No sunlight penetrates this deep, and life gets a lot sparser.
Okay.
But the creatures that do live here are truly bizarre, adapted to survive in complete darkness and crushing pressure.
Bring on the bizarre. What kind of creatures are we talking about?
Well, at 1,300 meters, we find the leatherback sea turtle, the largest of all sea turtles.
How big are we talking?
They can reach over 2 meters long and weigh over 900 kilograms.
Wow, a 900-kilogram turtle. That's like a small car, but it's not all gentle giants at that depth, right?
Right. It's also the home of the goblin shark, with jaws that shoot out of its mouth to snatch prey.
Like something straight out of a horror movie.
Pretty much.
Okay, that's enough nightmare fuel for one day. I'm glad we're just talking about them and not actually encountering them. But you know what else is interesting about that depth? The deepest a human has ever free-dived.
Ah, yes, Herbert Nitsch again.
Oars.
In 2012, he reached an incredible depth of 253 meters on a single breath.
Wow.
But sadly, he suffered from severe decompression sickness during the ascent and had to undergo extensive rehabilitation.
Oh, no. It's a reminder of the risks involved in pushing human limits, even for the most experienced and well-prepared individuals. So as we venture even deeper past 1,700 meters, are there any familiar faces down there?
You might be surprised to learn that even seals can dive to those depths.
Really?
The southern elephant seal, the largest of all seals,
Okay.
can actually reach 1,700 meters.
Wait, seals going that deep? I always pictured them lounging on rocks, not plunging into the abyss. Okay, what else lurks in the darkness at 2,000 meters?
At 2,000 meters, you might encounter the black dragonfish,
What's that?
a creature that looks like it swam straight out of a nightmare.
Oh, great.
It has bioluminescent lures to attract prey in the pitch-black darkness.
So like a fish with glowing fangs?
Pretty much.
Okay, you're definitely not helping with my fear of the deep. But I'm hooked what awaits us as we approach the 3,000-meter mark.
3,000 meters is the hunting ground of the sperm whale.
Sperm whales.
Yeah, they dive to those incredible depths to hunt giant squid.
Oh, wow.
It's a battle of titans down there.
A deep-sea clash of the titans. I can only imagine what those battles must be like. And speaking of sperm whales, they're the source of ambergris, right?
Yes.
That super valuable ingredient used in perfume.
Exactly. Ambergris is a waxy substance formed in the sperm whale's digestive system,
What?
probably to protect their stomachs from sharp squid beaks.
So they don't get a bellyache.
Pretty much, it's incredibly rare and highly prized by perfumers.
It's amazing how something from a whale's digestive system can end up as a luxury ingredient. So from giant squid battles to perfume ingredients, the deep sea is full of surprises. What else is down there at around 3,800 meters?
But 3,800 meters, you'll find the resting place of the Titanic.
Oh, wow.
Over 100 years after its tragic sinking.
I can't believe it's been that long.
It's become a UNESCO underwater heritage site, a poignant reminder of human ambition and the power of the ocean.
The Titanic. Wow, I never thought about how deep that wreck actually is. It's like a historical time capsule resting on the seafloor.
It is, and speaking time capsules, as we reach 4,000 meters, we're back in the realm of bioluminescence with the anglerfish. Remember those fish? When the glowing lures?
Oh, right. They use those lures to attract prey in the darkness.
That's right.
It's a brilliant adaptation to such a harsh environment.
It is, and it highlights how diverse life is in the deep sea, even in the absence of sunlight.
Okay, we're really in the depths now. What happens when we push past 6,000 meters? What's it like down there?
At 6,000 meters, we enter the Hadal Zone, the deepest part of the ocean.
The Hadal Zone.
Named after Hades, the Greek god of the underworld.
Oh, wow.
It's a zone of extreme pressure, frigid temperatures, and perpetual darkness. It's an alien world down there.
So what kind of exploration has happened in the Hadal Zone? Have humans ever ventured that deep?
They have the Japanese submersible, the Shinkai 6500, reached a depth of 6,500 meters back in 1989.
Wow.
And China's Jiaolong reached 7,000 meters in 2012.
That's amazing.
It's a testament to human ingenuity and our desire to explore the unknown, even in the face of immense challenges.
That's incredible. But what about the creatures living down there? What's the deepest a fish has ever been found?
In 2017, scientists made an incredible discovery. The Mariana snailfish, a small translucent fish, was observed at a depth of 8,178 meters.
Whoa, imagine the pressure at that depth.
It's truly remarkable how life finds a way to survive in such extreme conditions.
A fish living at over 8,000 meters, that's mind-boggling, but it gets even more incredible, right? Didn't our talk mention something about a giant single-celled organism?
Yes, at a depth of 10,660 meters, scientists discovered a xenophyophore.
A what?
A xenophyophore, a single-celled organism measuring 20 centimeters long.
What?
It's like a cell you can see with the naked eye.
That's wild. Okay, we've reached the deepest depth of the ocean. The Mariana Trench. Tell me about the Challenger Deep.
The Challenger Deep, located in the Mariana Trench, is the deepest point on Earth, plunging down to an astounding 11,034 meters. If you placed Mount Everest at the bottom, its peak would still be over 2,000 meters below sea level.
That's unfathomable. And how many people have actually been down to this ultimate depth?
Only 4 people have ever reached the Challenger Deep.
What?
Fewer than have walked on the moon.
Wow, what an incredible journey. We've traveled from the sunny surface to the deepest, darkest point on Earth, encountering fascinating creatures and mind-blowing facts along the way.
It really highlights how much there is still left to discover about the ocean. It's like an alien world right here on our own planet.
You know, it's amazing to think that we've explored more of outer space than the depths of our own oceans.
That's a great point. And exploring the deep ocean isn't just about satisfying our curiosity. It has practical implications, too.
Like what?
It can help us understand the limits of life, search for new species, and even inform our search for life on other planets. Who knows what secrets are still waiting to be unlocked down there.
It makes you realize that we land dwellers are kind of the odd ones out, considering that almost all life on Earth is aquatic.
That's a fascinating perspective. We often think of ourselves as the dominant species, but in reality, we're just a small part of a much larger, mostly aquatic ecosystem.
This deep dive has been mind-blowing, and I'm left with a sense of wonder and a desire to learn even more.
I'm glad to hear that there's always more to explore, both in the depths of the ocean and in the vastness of space.
Speaking of space, this deep dive got me thinking about something pretty profound.
What's that?
Well, if a single drop of water can revive seemingly lifeless microorganisms, what might lie dormant in the vastness of space waiting to be awakened?
That's a truly thought-provoking question.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that there's so much we don't know and that the potential for discovery is limitless.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe one day we'll be doing a deep dive into the mysteries of an alien ocean.
No, that's something I'd love to see.
All right, we've reached the end of part 1 of our deep dive, but don't worry, we're just getting started.
Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll explore even more fascinating aspects of the ocean. You won't want to miss it. It's amazing how much our understanding of the ocean has changed over time. You know, we've gone from thinking giant squid were just mythical sea monsters.
Right, like Kraken and...
Having actual footage of them in their natural habitat.
That's crazy.
It's like those old maps with "Here be dragons" written across uncharted territories.
Totally, except now instead of dragons, we're finding giant squid.
Giant squid.
And dumbo octopuses.
Exactly. And that shift in understanding is largely thanks to advancements in technology.
I was just thinking about that.
Remember those submersibles we talked about? The Shinkai 6500 and the Jiaolong?
Yeah.
They allow us to venture into depths that were once completely off limits.
It's mind-blowing how technology is constantly pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
Right.
But even with all these advancements, it feels like we've only just begun to explore the ocean's depths.
It's true, the ocean is this vast, unexplored frontier right here on our own planet.
Right.
It's a constant reminder that there's still so much mystery and wonder to be discovered.
It's both humbling and exciting. Who knows what incredible creatures or groundbreaking scientific discoveries are waiting to be found?
It really is.
It's like the ultimate treasure hunt. But speaking of exploration, our talk mentioned something that really surprised me. The use of explosives to map the ocean floor. Can you believe they used to drop bombs into the Mariana Trench just to figure out how deep it was?
It sounds crazy
Huh.
now, but that was the go-to method back in the 1950s.
Really?
They detonate charges and measure the time it took for the sound waves to bounce back from the ocean floor.
It's like a really loud and dangerous version of echolocation.
Right.
I can't imagine what those early explorers would think if they could see the technology we have today.
They'd probably be amazed we now have remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, that can explore the ocean floor with incredible precision.
I've seen footage of those things, like they have little arms and they can pick things up.
They can collect samples, capture high-definition video, and even create 3D maps of underwater environments.
It's like having robotic explorers constantly surveying the depths.
Yeah, and what about those autonomous underwater vehicles, the AUVs?
Oh yeah, the AUVs.
Those things can roam the ocean for months at a time gathering data without any human intervention.
It's amazing, and all this data is helping us paint a clearer picture of the ocean's complexities.
For sure, we're learning more about the intricate ecosystems, the geological formations, and sadly, the impact of human activities on this vital part of our planet.
That's a good point. It's not all about exploration and discovery. Our talk ended on a rather sobering note, highlighting the discovery of plastic trash bags at the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
Oh, yeah.
It's a stark reminder that even the most remote parts of our planet aren't immune to pollution.
It's a tragic reality. Our actions have consequences, and they're reaching even the deepest, darkest corners of the ocean. But it's not all doom and gloom. By understanding the impact we're having, we can work towards solutions and protect this incredible ecosystem for future generations.
Absolutely. We need to be more mindful of our consumption habits, reduce our reliance on single-use plastics, and advocate for policies that protect our oceans.
Yeah.
It's our responsibility to be stewards of this planet.
Couldn't agree more. The ocean is a vital part of our planet's life support system. It regulates our climate, provides us with food and resources, and supports an incredible diversity of life.
This deep dive has really shifted my perspective. It's not just about the cool creatures and the mind-boggling depths. It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of it all. And that leads me to something else that really fascinated me, the different layers of the ocean. Remember the term Hadal Zone?
Ah, yes, the Hadal Zone, named after Hades, the Greek god of the underworld. It's a fitting name for the deepest part of the ocean, a realm of extremes with unimaginable pressure, frigid temperatures, and total darkness.
It sounds pretty inhospitable,
It does.
but it's not completely lifeless, right?
Right. It's incredible to think that life can exist in such a harsh environment, but the creatures that inhabit the Hadal Zone have evolved some incredible adaptations to survive.
Like the Mariana snailfish we talked about earlier, that little guy was found at a depth of over 8,000 meters. It's amazing how life finds a way. But speaking of incredible creatures, maybe we should take a moment to appreciate the pioneers who paved the way for our understanding of the ocean.
That's a great idea. Think about the early explorers who ventured out into the unknown, braving storms and facing countless dangers to chart new territories.
And the scientists who dedicated their lives to studying the ocean, piecing together its mysteries, and revealing its incredible complexity.
Their courage, curiosity, and unwavering pursuit of knowledge have given us the foundation to understand and appreciate the ocean in ways they could only have dreamed of.
Speaking of pioneers, our talk mentioned two individuals who made history back in 1960. Don Walsh and Jacques Piccard. They were the first humans to reach the Challenger. The deepest point on Earth. Can you imagine what that must have been like?
Descending into that inky blackness, knowing that you're venturing further than any human has ever gone before, it must have been awe-inspiring and terrifying all at once.
And they spent 5 hours descending to that depth.
I know, it's mind-boggling.
To think about the pressure they must have endured.
It's truly remarkable. They were essentially testing the limits of human endurance, pushing the boundaries of exploration. And they did it all with technology that seems almost primitive by today's standards.
They were true trailblazers. Their journey paved the way for future explorations, like James Cameron's dive to the Challenger Deep in 2012.
Yeah, Cameron's dive was another milestone in deep-sea exploration.
He's done a lot.
He spent over 2 hours at the bottom collecting samples and capturing stunning footage. It gave us an unprecedented glimpse into this alien world.
And then there was Victor Vescovo, who made multiple dives to the Challenger Deep in 2019. He even set a new world record for the deepest solo dive.
It's incredible how these individuals keep pushing the boundaries, expanding our understanding of the ocean's limits.
It's inspiring.
And as technology continues to advance, who knows what incredible discoveries await us in the future. Maybe one day we'll have underwater research stations allowing scientists to live and work in the deep sea for extended periods.
Like a little moon base, but at the bottom of the ocean.
Exactly. Or perhaps we'll develop new forms of submersibles capable of withstanding even greater pressures and reaching depths we can only dream of today.
The possibilities are truly exciting.
They are. This deep dive has been an amazing journey so far, and it's clear that the exploration of the ocean is far from over.
We've covered a lot of ground from the surface to the deepest point on Earth, and we've only just begun to scratch the surface of what there is to know.
Yeah.
But it's not just about the pursuit of knowledge, it's also about recognizing our responsibility to protect this incredible ecosystem.
Exactly. We need to be mindful of our impact on the ocean and work towards a future where humans and marine life can coexist in harmony. But before we get too serious, let's shift gears and talk about something that really blew my mind. Those microorganisms that can seemingly come back to life with just a drop of water.
Ah, yes. Those incredible extremophiles that can survive in conditions that would kill most other life forms. It makes me wonder what other forms of life might be out there in the vastness of space, or even here on Earth, just waiting for the right conditions to thrive.
It's a question that sparks the imagination.
For sure.
And it's a reminder that we should never underestimate the power of life to adapt and endure.
Well, we've explored some pretty extreme environments today, from the sunlit surface to the crushing depths of the Heedle Zone.
We have.
But our journey isn't over yet. We've got one more part of this deep dive to go.
That's right. We'll be back soon to explore even more fascinating aspects of the ocean. Stay tuned.
It's amazing how talking about these incredible ocean depths and all the crazy creatures that live there, it just makes you think about like the depths of human ingenuity too.
Oh, that's interesting. How so?
Well, just think about all the technology and innovation that has gone into exploring these underwater worlds. We've gone from, dropping explosives to map the seafloor, which honestly sounds a bit terrifying,
Yeah, a little bit.
to sending robots down to explore these alien landscapes.
It really speaks to our human curiosity and our drive to learn more. We're always pushing the limits of what's possible, finding new ways to explore and understand the world around us.
And it's not even just about the tech itself, but the brilliant minds behind it, the scientists, the engineers, the explorers, they're the real heroes of this story. Their passion and dedication are what make these discoveries possible.
Couldn't agree more. They're constantly pushing boundaries and reminding us that there's always more to discover. Sometimes even the smallest details can lead to major breakthroughs.
That's so true. Remember that part of the talk where they mentioned scientists figuring out how many giant squids are in the ocean just by looking at what sperm whales had eaten?
Oh yeah. It's amazing how something as simple as analyzing a whale's diet can unlock secrets about a whole other species. It really highlights how interconnected everything is in the ocean.
This whole deep dive has been a lesson in observation, like paying attention to those tiny details and always asking why.
It's a mindset we can all benefit from, whether we're exploring the ocean or just navigating our everyday lives.
Speaking of mind-blowing discoveries, remember that part of the talk about that giant single-celled organism found at the bottom of the Mariana Trench?
Oh, the xenophyophore.
The what?
The xenophyophore. It really makes you question what it even means to be an individual organism. A single cell that grows to be 20 centimeters long. It's like something straight out of science fiction.
It makes you wonder what other bizarre and unexpected life forms might be lurking down there just waiting to be discovered.
The possibilities are truly endless. That's what makes the ocean such an exciting place to explore. It's a realm of constant discovery where we're always being challenged to rethink our assumptions about life and what's possible.
It's incredible to think about the resilience of life, too. From microscopic organisms to giant whales, creatures have adapted to survive in some of the most extreme environments on Earth.
It's a testament to the power of evolution, to the incredible diversity and adaptability of life. It gives me hope that even in the face of challenges like climate change, life will find a way.
That's a really powerful thought. It reminds us that we have a responsibility to protect this planet and all the incredible life it supports.
Absolutely. We're all connected and our actions have consequences. We need to be mindful of our impact on the environment and work towards a future where both humans and nature can thrive.
Well said. This deep dive has been an incredible journey full of wonder and amazement, and I definitely have a renewed appreciation for the vastness and complexity of the ocean.
It's been a privilege exploring these depths with you. And remember, the exploration doesn't end here. Keep that sense of curiosity alive, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep into the mysteries of our world.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time for another adventure into the unknown.